There he is, right off the side of that tree. Not a bad fish. All right, well, that's the first fish that I landed. A little fat chunker. I'll keep that guy. Came off right off the side of this big cypress tree. I'll fillet that guy. Welcome back, guys. I am at lake number 2 for the day. I think this is called Quail Hollow Lake. I just saw it on the sign up there and forgot it already, but the first lake, I'm not sure what the name of it was, but I did not do very well at all. I hung one fish, it got off at the boat, and I caught another fish, and it's, let's see what time it is. It is 7:47 and I'm already in my second lake. The good thing about the Hatchie river bottoms out here, this is the Hatchie National Wildlife Refuge, and there's like, I don't know, 15 lakes out here at least. And I know that some of the lakes have fish and some of them don't, or some of them have more than others. So I didn't hang but 2 fish in the first couple hours of daylight, so I just pond hopped. So I'm in the next one. There's nobody out here. There was nobody in the last one. There's nobody in the one that's right over there. This looks man-made. There's a rock dam, so I don't know what's in here. I'm assuming it's the standard bluegill, crappie, bass, catfish kind of scenario. So I'm gonna leave my spinnerbait on for a minute, just go down these rocks and see if I can't do some good, and then I'm gonna start switching baits. I think it's gonna be a completely different scenario in here than in that river, so I may switch and do a few different things, but I'm gonna start off with a spinnerbait and a frog. I think I'm gonna tie on one of my live target frogs and start throwing it up here real close to the bank. It's overcast, it's a little bit breezy, not too bad. The topwater frog should still be good. It's not even 8 a.m. so I should be able to get a couple of frog bites out of it before it gets too late in the morning. All right, something is out here. I don't know if they're crappie, bluegill, or bass. So I tied on this little Beetle Spin to see if maybe one of them will bite this where they won't bite any of my bass baits. There's a shady pocket if something's sitting in the shade. Nope. There's a fish. What have I got? Little bitty teeny tiny bass. So there are bass in here. They're just super tiny. I had to catch it on a little white Beetle Spin. There he is, got him. See, they're all about that size right there. This looks like they stocked them like within the last year. There he is. I'm telling you, they're all cookie cutters. And so this is the nature of fishing the new lake. You just don't really know what it's full of until you get here. And this lake happens to be full of these guys. And I've almost fished all the way around it before I realized that the fish were that small. And it just so happened that I brought this ultralight with me, and I just tied on a Beetle Spin and just started catching fish finally. Let's go way back there, huh? There he is too, got him. Well, I'm not winning any bass tournaments today, but I'm not getting skunked either. There he is, got him. Little bitty guy. Look at that little fella. It's got a full belly or full eggs, one of the two. Bass tournament winner. There he is. Got him. Got him. Little fella. Not very big. Big enough to fillet, but just, I think this lake needs these fish in here more than I do. That beaver hut right there is bound to have a few bass sitting on it. There he is. Got him. It's fun catching all these. I'm catching a whole bunch of them, but you know, this is the kind of the ones that they must have stocked last year, beginning of this year, whatever. They need a couple of years of growing. There he is. This is a whole lot of fun on this ultralight. It's just like catching a big one on my bass rod. You just downsize your tackle to a 6-pound line and a panfish rod, and it's just as much fun. There he is, got him. Hey, that's a little better fish. There he is. Look at that guy. He's no giant, but he's definitely bigger than them other ones. This is the biggest one I've caught in this whole lake. Ooh, he hit bit it as soon as it hit the water. Look at that. That's a quality fish there too. I'll tell you what, I was keeping fish today. That one's filletable. I will throw that one in there. There he was. This is like back to back. Look at him. Hey, that one's not a bad one either. That one there is filletable too. I'll put him on some ice too. Can we catch a bass? 3 casts in a row? That was 2 casts. Yep, there he is. Look, 3 casts in a row, 3 bass. I found the honey hole. It's got all of them in it. This is about the same size as the rest of them. Ooh, he's got some dukage going on. There he was on the back side of that tree. Hey, that's not a bad fish. Hey, that's a keeper there. Look at that. There are a few keepers in here, huh? Oh, wow, that's a good fish. Oh, wow, that's a good one. That's a really good fish. For this pond, that's a really good fish. No, don't get off, buddy. Wow. So this lake does have some decent fishing. Well, that was about 1.5 pounds. That's the biggest one that I've seen come out of here so far. So I'm gonna have a mess of fish to clean today anyways. That's not a bad fish. Guys, you could see the bottom. I'm fishing in like a foot of water. I'm gonna throw him on ice. Ooh, it hit the water and I had a fish right out here in the middle. It's nuts. It's like these fish just kicked in. Literally, I almost just can't throw this thing without catching a fish. It's like they're everywhere. It's a really good problem to have. There he is. It's just back to back to back to back to back. Ooh, look at that fish right there. I was pulling this sucker out of the water and he chased it up here. This is that big stump field that runs all the way over there. It's not very deep, but it's coated in stumps. And these bass are just lined in here. And I came through here the first time throwing every other big bass lure I had, and I could not catch a fish. And now that I downsized to this Beetle Spin, I can't keep the bass off the bait. It's incredible how many fish are in here. There he is. Yeah, that's not a bad fish. Oh, and he came off in the boat. Cool. There he is. Oh, that's not a bad fish. It's not a big one, but he's not as small as some of those. Hey. These guys just fight really hard. He's not... I thought he was a little bit bigger than that, but he's about the same size as the bulk of them. He was just pulling drag. Just mean fish. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Is it not gorgeous out here? Look at this. This lake might not have been full of really big bass, but man, it is beautiful. And it does have a lot of bass in it. And this is typical of a state lake. This is actually a federal property. But it's man-made. It's got a dam. That means they've stocked the fish in here. It's not like, you know, it got stocked out of a river. They put these fish in here. And that's typical of a lot of lakes out here. They don't have a lot of big fish. And I started out throwing all big bass lures. I threw a sleeper gill, I threw a zoom super fluke, I threw a spinnerbait, rattle trap, frog, whopper plopper. I threw all the baits. Couldn't catch a single fish. And I finally tied on this Beetle Spin right here, which I've been catching the fish the last couple of days of fishing on this spinnerbait. And I caught that one in that other lake this morning on that and lost that other one on a buzzbait. And this is just a miniature version of it, guys. So when I realized that the bass in this lake were just super small, I just downgraded my gear and went with an ultralight rod, 6-pound line, and a Beetle Spin with a white curly tail, and it's the same thing as this. So, I mean, if you're out here at this lake, I think it's like Quail Hollow Lake, something like that. I'll put it on the screen, whatever the name of this lake is. But you can bring kids out here and y'all can catch little bass all day long. I probably will not be back out to this lake because I don't think it's got the right quality of fish for me to want to come back. It's got a lot of them. I probably caught between 30 and 40 bass easy in this lake. So if you got kids, you want them to come out here and have a good time, bring a couple ultralights, bring some crappie jigs, some little light tackle. And there's a million little bass in here. Y'all have a blast. But that's going to wrap it up for today. I've hit 2 lakes out here at the Hatchie National Refuge. I'm going to be back out here sometime this summer to fish a couple more, trying to find out which lakes are the better ones to fish. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm fixing to head to the house. Y'all have a good one.